So class, welcome to the lecture number 13th of the course. Okay, power system operation and control. In lecture number 12, we discussed about unit commitment. Okay, so where I showed you how to draw a unit commitment table, what are the possible number of combinations, and also after that I told you about certain condition where I told you that at least one unit should be on all the time, and the second condition I told you that this uh, depending upon the constraint imposed by the load level, all the combinations are not feasible. By this, what I was trying to explain, suppose I am taking that I have a load of 10 megawatt or more, and if my total combination of the units, total generation from n units, it is not more than 10 or not equal to 10, then that combination is not possible. Okay, so in this lecture, then I told you what is dynamic this dynamic programming. I told you it is a recursive procedure. Okay, it is a recursive relation where the principle of optimality is to be applied, and I told you this dynamic programming is applied when we have to take multi-stage decisions. Okay, where multi-stage decision means where decision cannot be taken in a one go. Okay, so today I told you what is the form, this recursive relation. What is the recursive relation? It is f and x. What do you mean by f and x? It means if you want to satisfy x megawatt of power, okay, from n unit by n units, then f and x is the cost. And this f and y, what does this f and y means? Minimum y means what should be the value of y so that this whole cost is minimum. What should be the value of y so that this whole cost is minimum? So f and x is equal to f and y. This f and y means if we are satisfying, if we are satisfying or we are or if the nth unit, if the nth unit is supplying y megawatt of load, okay, then remaining x minus y megawatt of power or load will be supplied by n minus 1 units. Okay, so now I am taking a problem, a numerical problem, where I am saying that I have 4 generators or 4 units, unit number 1, unit number 2, unit number 3, and unit number 4. Okay, and the minimum and maximum capacity of each unit is given here. Minimum 1 and maximum capacity of each unit is 12 megawatt, and the generator constant, that is a and b, it is given for all the units. Okay, and what is mentioned in the question? It is mentioned that the total load is 9 megawatt. So what we have to do, we have to share this 9 megawatt of load among these 4 units in such a manner that the total cost is minimum. Okay, because if the cost of generation is minimum, then only we will get maximum profit. So I am saying this is f and x. So I am saying this so I am taking x is equal to 9 megawatt, for example, and I am saying this 9 megawatt is supplied completely by the first unit. Okay, so I am saying this 9 megawatt of power is supplied by the first unit only. Okay, at that time, what will be the cost here? So it will be F19. Okay, because whole load is supplied by the first unit, so it will be equal to F19. So what is F19? What will be this equal to? You know the formula is given by A1 by 2 Pg1 square plus B1 Pg1. So what is Pg1? Here I'm saying whole load is satisfied by unit number first. So Pg1 is 9. So what will be the cost? F19 is equal to, what is A? 0.77 divided by 2 multiplied by 9 square plus 23.5 multiplied by 9. Okay, so what this will be equal to? 0.77 multiplied by 81 divided by 2, this plus 23.5 multiplied by 9. So cost will be, if the first unit is supplying the 9 megawatt total, all the power is supplied by first unit, so the cost will be 242.685. Okay, so depending upon what units you want to take, the units in rupees or what. So this cost is, suppose I am taking it rupees, itne rupees per hour. Okay, in 1 hour, this much power, this amount in 1 hour, 242.685 rupees is spent for generating 9 megawatt of power for 1 hour. Okay, this is one. So next, I'm saying if first unit was taking all the 9 megawatt of load, then this was the cost. Okay, so please note it down, 242.685. Okay. Now I am saying let two units, let the two units share this load. Let the two units share this load. Now I will say now let unit 1 and 2 share 9 megawatt of load. Okay. Now I am saying if unit 1 and 2 they both are sharing this 9 megawatt of load. So what is n now? I have two units here. So how many number of units are there? N is equal to 2. Okay. So what is the formula? Formula will be here's the formula. F, it will be F29 will be equal to minimum y. F and y means nth is second. Okay. So I have to take some value of y here because x is 9. So I will take a step size of 1 megawatt. Okay. N is equal to 2. That means for a 2 unit system, take a step size of 1 megawatt. So taking a step size of 1 megawatt, what does that mean? I am saying that F29 means 9 megawatt of power is to be supplied by the two units, unit number 1 and unit number 2. So what will be this? It will be minimum step size means I am taking y is equal to 1. First I will take minimum y is equal to 1. Okay, so what are the number of possible combination? First combination is that the second unit will take 0 megawatt of load and the remaining units, that is the first unit, will take 9 megawatt of load. This is my first combination. Okay. What is the second possible combination? Second possible, I will keep it in brackets like this. The second possible combination is that my second unit is take for 1 megawatt of load. So here from 0 megawatt to 1 megawatt. Okay. So then how much load first unit will take? It will take 8 because this is taking 8. No, this is taking 1. 8 plus 1, 9. Okay. So what is the third possible combination? Third possible combination will be that the second unit will take 2 megawatt because at the time I am increasing the power that is load that is supplied by unit number 2 by 1 megawatt. Here 0, here 1, here 2, then I will increase it by 1 megawatt, and here I am decreasing by 1 megawatt. It is 9, it is 8 because then only this 9 plus 0 is equal to 9, 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So then only I will get 9 megawatt. Okay. So the second unit is supplying now 2 megawatt. So how many watts are remaining now? 9 minus 2, 7. So the first unit will supply now 7 megawatt of power. So then next combination, the second unit will supply 3 megawatt and the first unit will supply 6 megawatt. Okay. So similarly, I will get other on these options, and the last option is will be this, that the second unit will supply all the 9 megawatt and the first unit will supply 0 megawatt. Okay. So how many number of possible combinations I will get? So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because from 0 to 9, I have to go 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 combinations you will get here. Okay. So that's why I'm using the sign here like this. It will continue. So then you will increase here by one more. If it will be F4. Here it will get F24 plus F15. Okay. At the last, you will get F29 plus F10. Are you getting it? Is it clear so far? So we are saying, no, we will solve this one first, this one case. So I have already solved it. I'm saying if first unit is taking 9 megawatt, second unit is taking 0 megawatt, the first unit will take 9. So if the first unit is taking 9 megawatt, what will be the cost? 242.685. So here I will write that the cost that is here incurred for this, it is 242.685. Are you getting it? Now the second case, that is, I'm saying no though, that second unit is taking 1 megawatt. Okay, second unit is taking 1 megawatt. Now I am taking this case here. Second unit is taking 1 megawatt, and remaining, how many units are remaining? First unit is remaining now, it will take 8 megawatt. So let me calculate here. So F21, second unit is taking 1 megawatt. So what is A2 and B2? 1.6 and 26.5. So it will be 1.6 multiplied by 1 square divided by 2 plus what is B? 26.5 into 1. 5 multiplied by 1. So this is my F21 plus what is F18? F18 is nothing but is A1 and B1. A1 is 0.77 and B is 23.5. So it will be 0.77 multiplied by 8 square divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by, I will write it here or here, plus 23.5 multiplied by 8. Okay, so let me calculate this cost. This cost will be equal to, this is when second unit is taking 1 megawatt and the first unit is taking 8 megawatt. So let me calculate this. What is this? 1.6 divided by 2 plus 26.5. Okay, 27.3 plus 0.77 divided by 2. Wait. This is 27.3 plus 0.77 multiplied by 64 divided by 2 plus 3.5 multiplied by 8. So it is 212.64. So what is F21 plus F18? It is coming out as 239.94. 239.94 rupees per hour. So tell me, if you will talk about the first combination, means when second unit was taking 0 and first unit was taking 9 megawatt. Then I calculated for the second case when second unit was taking 1 and first unit was taking 8. Similarly, I will calculate for all the cases. Okay, then I will see which combination is feasible. Okay, which combination is feasible. So feasible means where the cost of generation is minimum. Okay, so let me calculate this. Now when second unit is taking 2 and the first unit is taking 7. So this F22 plus F17. So it will be 1.6 multiplied by 2 divided by 2 multiplied by 2 square divided by 2 plus 26.5 multiplied by 2. First plus 0.77 divided by 2 multiplied by 7 square plus 23.5 multiplied by 7. So what will be the cost here? Let me calculate. 1.6 multiplied by 4 divided by 2 plus 6.5 multiplied by 2. So it will be 56.2 plus 0.77 multiplied by 49 divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by 7. It is 183.365. So plus 56.2, it is coming out as 239.565. So it is coming at as F2 when second unit was taking 2 and first unit was taking 7. It was coming out at by 239.565 rupees per hour. So you can see this combination is cheaper as compared to this combination, and this is cheaper as compared to this combination, because if you will see here the cost is 242.685, here the cost is 239.94, and here the cost is 239.565, less than this, though by a small amount, but this is less than this. Now let us see this case when second unit was taking 3 megawatt and first unit was taking 6 megawatt. I am taking a case where second unit was taking 3 and the first unit was taking 6 megawatts. So how the equation will become? The equation will become 1.6 multiplied by 3 square divided by 2 plus 26.5 multiplied by 3 plus 0.77 multiplied by, if you will take it as 3, so it will be 6 square divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by 6. So let us see what will be the value. So 1.6 multiplied by 9 divided by 2 plus 26.5 multiplied by 3. So it is 86.7 plus 0.77 multiplied by 36 divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by 6. It is 154.86 plus 6.7. So this will be F23 plus F16 will be equal to 241.56 rupees per hour. So look at here at all the cases. Look at here. So for this case, the cost was 242.685. For this case, the cost was 239.94. For this combination, the cost was 239.565. And now for this combination, the cost is 241. So the cost increases here. For this combination, the cost increases. So I will not solve further cases because I know as I will increase the load on unit number 2 and decrease the load on unit number 1 further, so further the cost will increase. Okay, so further the cost will increase. So what is this value? This value is coming as 239.94. This value is coming out as 239.56, and this value is coming out as how much? 241.56. 241.56. So if I will calculate that for this now, for this next case, so if I will calculate the power this cost for next case, it will increase, it will go beyond 241. Why? How can I know? Because here you keep on increasing the power and here you keep on decreasing the power, so cost will increase. So for this case where I am saying for distributing the two, if I am distributing 9 megawatt of load between the two units, the best feasible combination, which is the best feasible combination? The best physical combination is that the unit 2 is supplying 2 units and the unit 1 is supplying 7 units. Okay, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to, on comparing term by term, I'm saying I'm comparing all these terms. Okay, what I'm writing on comparing term by term. Okay, I get F29. Okay, F29 will be minimum in which case? This is minimum when second unit was supplying 2 megawatt and the first unit was supplying 7 megawatt. This is a combination. This combination will give me the minimum cost. So this is a combination. What is combination? F2 second unit 2 megawatt and the first unit 7 megawatt, and the cost was coming out as how much? Rupees 239.565 per hour. It's rupees per hour. Okay. So which is, and this is, I'm saying which is less than F19. Okay, so if you will see, the maximum capacity of the unit 1 is 12 megawatt. Okay, it can supply 9 megawatt of power, but if you will supply 9 megawatt of power by a single unit, that is first unit, it will not be economical as compared to this case where we are supplying 2 megawatt from second unit and 7 megawatt from first unit. Okay, so it is better, I am saying it is better, which is less than F19. So I am saying, so it is better. So it is better to supply 9 megawatt from 2 units. Which units? 1 and 2. Okay, from 2 units rather than a single unit. What I'm saying that since the cost, this combination will give me the minimum cost, which is less than if 9 megawatt of power is supplied by unit 1 only. So I am saying it is better to supply 9 megawatt by 2 units, that is unit 2 and unit 1. Okay, rather than supplying 9 megawatt by single unit. Single unit means by first unit only. Okay. So this I'm saying if 9 megawatt distributed among two units. Okay. Now consider a case where I am saying this 9 megawatt power. If this 9 megawatt power, we don't know now. I have considered only two. Now let us consider three units. I'm saying if this 9 megawatt power is to be supplied by three units, so how the load will be distributed? Okay. So for that, what will be the formula? Here it will be F. No, I'm taking number of units 3. F3 9. So I'm saying if 9 megawatt is to be supplied by 3 units, we will see if it will be more economical than this, then we will opt this one. But if it is not more economical than this, then we will opt this one. So let us see, because initially we don't know if 9 megawatt, if we will supply 9 megawatt by 3 units, maybe the cost will reduce further. But if the cost will not reduce further, then we will use this case only. Okay. So what will be the case? I have to calculate the cost when 9 megawatt of power is to be satisfied by 3 units. So what will be the number of combination? Again, take step size of 1 megawatt. So I am saying first third unit will take 0. So remaining 2 units, F2, they will take 9 megawatt. Okay. So this is my first combination. What is my second combination? The second combination will be that the third unit will take 1 and the remaining 2 unit will take 8. Okay. So what will be my third combination? Third combination will be that the third unit will take 2 and the 2 units will take 7 megawatt. Okay. This is my third combination. Okay. So what is my fourth combination? Fourth combination, sorry, it is not plus, it is F3 3 plus F2 6. Next combination will, that is third unit will take 4 megawatt and the remaining 2 units will take 5 megawatt. Okay. Similarly, at the last, I'm saying that the third unit will take 9 megawatt and the remaining 2 units will take 0 megawatt. Okay. So these are the number of possible combinations. Okay. So we know that F29, I have calculated F29. F29, this combination when second unit was taking, because no, we can have different number of combinations here. Okay. No, I am saying this F29. What was F29? F29 was 239.565. Okay. I'm saying that I know I have calculated this F29. For F29, I have many combinations. These are combinations for F29. Okay, which combination was cheapest? This combination was cheapest. So, and the cost according to this combination was 239.565. So if I'm taking this combination, first combination, so F30 means 0 plus F29, 239.56. Okay, so I will get F29. I know that we know that F29 is equal to 239.565 rupees per hour. Okay. And F3 0 is equal to 0. Okay. So what will be this combination? What will the cost of this combination? So the cost of this combination will be, now I can say that therefore F30 plus F29 will be 239.565 per hour. I am considering as first. Okay. Got it? So if you will solve, next, if you will solve this thing, if you will solve this further, F31, F28, you will see that the cost will increase. Try to solve this at it like you solved it now for F29. This is the perfect combination. Solve for F28 as well. What is the combination for F28? Okay. Means no, total power is 8 megawatt. You have to solve it like this. F28 means instead of solving F29, you have to solve for, instead of solving F29, you have to solve F28. Okay. Then you have to see what is the best possible combination. Okay. Then you have to use that F28 here and F31. You have to add it and you have to see whether this is cheaper or this is cheaper. So I will calculate it. Try to calculate it. So f28. Now I am looking for the second option, f28. Okay, so f3, I am looking the second option, f31 plus f28. For that I need f28. What is f28? Minimum combination. f28 will be nothing but min 1. If second is taking 0, then the first is taking 8. First combination plus second combination will be second is taking 1 plus first is taking 7. Sorry, this is comma. Third combination is second is taking second and first is taking 6. Next combination is that second is taking 3 and no first is taking 5 up to last, whatever it is. So let me calculate this whole thing now. So what will be, if I will say f28 will be equal to min y. So I will calculate this term first, f18 plus f20, it will be equal to f18. F18 is means 1.6 into this f18. What is, sorry, it is, I'm writing it wrong. F18 is 0.77 into 8 square divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by 8. So this f18, because f20 is 0, so it will be plus 0. So f18 plus f20 will be equal to it will be 212.64. Okay, so no, the second combination will be f18, second is f21 plus f17. f21 is 1.6 multiplied by 1 square divided by 2 plus 26.5 multiplied by 1 plus f17. What is f17? F17 I have calculated previously. It is coming out as 183.365. So so it will be f17, this will be equal to f21, it will be 1.6. It will be I will get it as 27.3 plus 183.365. So I'm getting as 183.365 plus 27.3. I'm getting as 210.665. So obviously this one is smaller. F21 plus f17 is coming out as 210.665. Now let us check this f22 plus f16. So f22 plus f16, f22 plus f16, f22. So it will be 1.6 multiplied by 2 square divided by 2 plus 26.5 multiplied by 2. This is f22 plus f16. F16 is 0.77 multiplied by 36 divided by 2 plus 23.5 multiplied by 6. I have calculated this value somewhere in previous example. So this is coming out as 154.86. So it is coming out as this. So it is coming out 56.2 plus 154.86. 154.86. So what is the answer? 154.86. 154.86 multiplied by 56.2. Sorry, 154.86 plus 56.2. You are getting at 211.06. So this is f22 plus f16. So if you will see, if you will use further these combinations, you can see the cost. This, for this combination the cost is 212.64, and for this combination the cost is 210.665, and for this combination the cost is 211.06. So if I will use these combination, the cost will further increase. I know that, so I will stick to this combination. Means f28 is, if I will take this, So my F28 will be when the second unit is supplying 1 megawatt and the first unit is supplying 7 megawatt, which is equal to 210.665. Okay, but I have to calculate why I was I was calculating. I was calculating this combination. That is, third unit is taking 1 and the second unit is taking 8. So F31 plus F28 will be equal to F31. If I will calculate F31, that is, the third unit is taking 1 megawatt. So here are the constants. F31, so it will be 2 multiplied by 1 divided by 2 plus 30 multiplied by 1. Okay, plus F28 is nothing but 210.665. So let's solve it. So it will be this will be 30 plus 1, 31 plus 210.665. So it will be 210 plus 210.665 plus 31. So it will be 241.665 rupees per hour. So I am talking when third unit was supplying 1 and the second unit was supplying 8 megawatt. So when third is supplying 1 and the second is supplying 8, I am saying when the load is to be satisfied by the 3 units now. Okay, I am saying when the load is to be satisfied by the 3 units. At that time, the first case I was saying when third unit is supplying, at that time, here, let me bring it here. I am saying that when third unit is also not participating. If the first 2 units are participating, then this is the most feasible condition. Okay, means second unit is supplying 2 and first unit is supplying 7 megawatt. Now I am introducing the third unit also in the system. Now I am saying that 3 units will supply the 9 megawatt. Then these will be the number of possible combinations. Okay, so for this combination, the cost is 239.556. For this combination, that is when third is taking 1 and second is taking 8. Third is taking 1 and second is taking 8. The cost is 241.665, which is more than this 239.565. So obviously, what will be the combination? What does that mean? So that means that even if we are using the third means this 3 units, the unit third is supplying 0 megawatt, unit 2 is supplying 2 megawatt and unit 1 is supplying 7 megawatt. Okay, so means for 9 megawatt we do not need unit 3 because it is not participating. Only unit 2 and unit 1 are participating. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that for 9 megawatt, we don't need unit number 3. Okay, the two units can supply unit 1 and unit 2. Unit 1 and unit 2 can supply. It can supply 9 megawatt. Okay, how? I am saying unit 1 will supply 7 megawatt and unit 2 will supply 2 megawatt. So this way I can determine this unit commitment table. Okay, so I can say that 2 units can supply 9 megawatt load, which also takes reliability into account. Why reliability into account? If I'm saying these 2 units, they will supply 9 megawatt. So this, I'm saying this will take reliability into account. Why reliability into account? Because I am saying even if I don't need 4 units, okay, I will use only 2 units. Okay, so and each unit has a capacity to supply 12 megawatt. Okay, so even if I am saying there is failure in any one of the unit among these 2 units, if any unit is failing to supply power, or if there is some fault in that in that unit, or we have to take out that unit for maintenance purpose, still 9 megawatt can be supplied by the other unit because the capacity of each unit is 12 megawatt. Okay, capacity of each unit is 12 megawatt. So as we know that the third unit is not required, obviously the fourth unit will also not be required. because only 2 units can supply the load, so we don't need the third unit. Obviously, if we are not using the third unit, the fourth unit is also not required. So these results, I'm saying these results tell us that optimum units to be committed for a 9 megawatt load are unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, what does these results tell? These, or I can say results reveal that the optimum results reveal that the optimum units to be connected not committed to be committed for a 9 megawatt load are 1 and 2. So I can write a total solution for this as, so I can write the total solution for this as, so here I'm taking, okay, I will tell it later. I will tell it later. I will tell it. I have to explain one point. One point came into mind, but I will tell it later. So it is related to reliability. Okay. So I will explain it later. So I'm saying if this is my load in megawatt. Okay. And these are my unit numbers. Okay. So this is my unit 1. I'm saying this is my unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4. Okay, so here I have load. Okay, so I'm saying if the load is 1 megawatt, so how this load can be supplied? I'm saying it will be supplied by unit 1 only, and remaining 3 units will remain off. Okay, so I'm now increasing the load. So I'm not drawing it for completely. Okay, I'm not drawing completely. So I'm saying still I will increase the power by one more megawatt. So when load is 2 megawatt, unit 1 is supplying that load and unit 2 are off. 1 means on, 2 means 0 means off. So now as I am increasing the load, and as the load I'm saying 9 megawatt, unit 1 is supplying. Okay, unit 2 is supplying, unit 3 and unit 4 they are not supplying. Similarly, I have means power is from 0 to 48. If I can increase the load up to 48 megawatt. So if I'm increasing the load up to 48 megawatt, so how many units are participating? How will all the 4 units, definitely all the 4 units will participate. Suppose I am saying I want to calculate it for 16 megawatt. Okay, so you will draw this table and you will tell me for 16 megawatt which units are participating and which units are not participating. One means participating or on or available or up. Okay, 0 means not participating or it is off or not available or it is low. Okay, so I'm saying I have derived actually it for the 2 megawatt or 9 megawatt only. So I'm saying for 9 megawatt, this unit 1 is on, unit 2 is on, unit 3 and 4 they are off. Okay, these units are off. So if you will draw it na like this, means this table, unit commitment table for load, if you will take a step size of 1, so load 1 megawatt, 2 megawatt, 3 megawatt, 4 megawatt, 5 megawatt. So what will happen at that time means load is in thousands of megawatts. Okay, you cannot calculate unit commitment table for, means suppose for 100 megawatt you will get such a big table. Okay, the order will be 100 megawatt, and suppose you have 5 generators, so it will be 100 rows and 5 column table. It will be a very means complex table. So in order to reduce the complexity or size of this unit commitment table, so what we do, instead of taking this 1 megawatt step size, we take bigger step size. Means suppose I am taking we will take a step size of 5 megawatt. Okay, we take a step size of 5 megawatt to reduce the complexity. Okay, take a step size take step size of 5 megawatt to reduce the complexity. Okay, to reduce complexity. To reduce the complexity of the system. Okay, so I can draw this table like, instead of calculating this seeing at for 1 megawatt I'm turning one on, for 2 megawatt again one is on, suppose around 8 or 9 megawatt second unit is also turned on. So instead of this, what I will do, I will see what is load, and this is my units. Okay, so the units are unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, and unit 4. So I will see that unit 1 will on for home when the load, I will write it like this. Okay, like this. So I am saying when my load varies from 1 to 5 megawatt, only unit 1 is on at that time, and the rest of the 3 units are off. Okay, similarly I will say when the second unit is about to turn on, when will the second unit be turned on? When the load goes to 6 megawatt. So from 6 to, I will say 11 megawatt, 6 to 11 megawatt. Okay, so unit 1 and 2 are on, rest 2 are off. Okay, suppose then from this 11, after 11 we have 12 to 20 megawatt. We will turn on the third unit as well. Sorry, fourth is off. Okay, and if the load goes beyond 20, means from 21 to 48, then we will turn on all the units. So this unit commitment table, you can see it is precise, compact. Okay, this is a very compact table. Apart from this, okay, we will only see when the units, we will see the value of the loads at which the units are turning on. We are saying for 1 to 5 megawatt, only unit 1 is on. For 6 to 11 megawatt, unit 1 and 2 are on. For 12 to 20 megawatt, unit 1, 2 and 3 are on. And if the load goes beyond 20 megawatt up to 40 megawatt, all the 4 units are on. So this is precise unit commitment table. Okay, UCT means unit commitment table. So we say that in this condition, if the load was 9 megawatt, I told you if the load was 9 megawatt, so 9 megawatt is coming between in this category between 6 and 11 megawatt. So I'm saying for 9 megawatt, we were saying that for 9 megawatt, so 9 megawatt of load will be shared, like 7 units will be supplied, okay, from unit number 1, and 2 units will be supplied from unit number 2 megawatt will be supplied from unit number 2, and the minimum operating cost was around 239.56 hours. Okay, so what I am saying sharing a load of 7 and 2 megawatt respectively with minimum operating cost of 239.565 rupees per hour. So from this now by calculating this, we calculated this, because 9 and 6 we know it will fall in this category. So now in this category, how loads are distributed, we determined it by that recursive method. Okay, so here we are we calculated this now, like 7, 8, 9, you know, here. So I was taking a step size of 1 megawatt. Okay, but I'm saying if I have thousands of megawatt of load, suppose I'm saying it is F200, F2, suppose I'm saying it is 500 megawatt of load, F2 500. So how many combinations will be there if you will take a step size of 1? So to reduce that complexity at that time, what will you do? You will increase the step size. You will make the step size higher, means you will take a step size here 0, here 1. Okay, you are increasing by 1, and here you are decreasing by 1. So instead of doing that, you can increase by 5, and here you can increase by 5, and here you can decrease by 5. Means F20 plus F1, suppose 500. Second will be F25 plus F1, 495. Are you getting it? But as the step size will increase, the accuracy will decrease. Okay, the accuracy will decrease. So for higher accuracy, For higher, first I am saying if load is in thousands of megawatts, thousands of megawatt, what will we do? Then step size of 5 megawatt is chosen. But as you increase the step size, the accuracy will decrease. Okay, so why the accuracy will decrease? We will calculate it at suppose F10 and F15. Okay, between I'm saying F10 and F15, but we were saying, but the actually it may be at F12, 12 megawatt. So 10 to 15, you are taking 10 and directly you are calculating 15, but actually the cost may be minimum at 12. Okay, so there the accuracy decreases. So for higher accuracy, we reduce the step size. That is, we take the step size of 0.5 megawatt instead of 1 megawatt. We take a step size of 0 megawatt. Okay. So I told you 1 means on, 0 means off. Means 1 means working, 0 means not working. So they are the binary situations. So these are binary, 0 and 1 binary situation. Okay, so what if the means there is some value between 0 and 1. So if the values are between 0 and 1, in between I am saying if the values are between 0 and 1, then it is non-binary. It is non-binary situation. What do you mean by non-binary? Non-binary means derating, derating of unit. What do you mean by derating of unit? Suppose you are saying that a unit, it has a capacity of 1 megawatt, 100 megawatt or 500 megawatt. So let us take, means we are saying that a unit has a capacity of, I'm saying that a unit has a capacity of suppose 10 megawatt. Okay, when it was constructed. You know, as the time, as years, as time in goes, okay, means after 10 or 15 or 5 years, so the capacity of the this unit, though it was 10 megawatt, it will not remain 10 megawatt. Okay, with time the capacity decreases. It is called the aging. Okay, due to aging, or I am saying due to aging, capacity decreases. Capacity decreases. Now this 10 megawatt of unit which was designed to supply 10 megawatt when it was installed, so after 2 or 3 years it will not supply 10 megawatt, or 5 years it will not supply 10 megawatt. It will supply suppose 8 megawatt. Okay, now this is called as the derating of the unit, because the unit has derated due to aging. Okay, so this derating happens only after the useful life or useful life cycle of the unit, it is over. After that, after the useful life cycle or useful lifespan, we say that the capacity of the unit has decreased, and we say that it is now a derated. This the unit has derated. Okay. So that was all for this unit commitment topic. So I will give an assignment to you, like I calculated the problem, means I solved the problem when the total load was 8 megawatt, 9 megawatt. No, I want you people to solve this unit commitment problem. You to give me the total cost F and X when X was equal to 16 megawatt, means when load was 16 megawatt. So calculate the same problem, calculate the same problem for a total load of 16 megawatt, load for a load of 16 megawatt. So you will give me the cost as well as you will give me this unit commitment table. Okay, it might be wrong. I have made some means I have assumed like it can be like that, so it may be wrong. This thing may be wrong. Okay, so you will firstly calculate for a 16 megawatt what will be the total cost. Okay, and then you will draw the unit commitment table for a 16 megawatt. You will see if it is supplied by 3 units, or it is supplied by 2 units only, or it is supplied by 4 units. Okay, you will give me the unit commitment table. It is an assignment, and the marks for this assignment, it will be a 2 mark assignment. Okay, it will be a 2 mark assignment. So, and the date of submission of the assignment will be 5th of September. Okay, you will submit this assignment to me on 5th of September. Got it? I will check it on 5th of September. In the evening, I will check your assignments. Okay, you will means submit this assignment in their Google Classroom. Okay, I will create an assignment where you will submit it. So those assignments which will be submitted on 5th of September, they will get the marks. Okay, those who will submit it late, they will get 0. If anyone submits this assignment on 6th of September, he will get 0 marks. Okay, binary. So here 1, here 0. This is means available, this is not available. Okay, so on 6th I will not check, I will not give any marks. So better to make this assignment today and upload it in Google Classroom, upload it on Google Classroom, so that if even if there are your midterm exams, so it will not affect you, these midterm exams, it will not affect your assignment. Okay, so one is this assignment, and the second assignment which I am giving you is that you will read one topic yourself. The name of the topic is hydrothermal scheduling. Hydrothermal scheduling means you have two plants. You have a hydro plant and you have a thermal plant, and you have to schedule these two plants. Means when you will turn on hydro plant, and when you will turn on thermal plant, and when you will turn on both the plants. Okay, that is called as the hydrothermal scheduling. So this is again your assignment. Okay, but this assignment you can submit up to, and the date is 15th of September. Okay, again on Google Classroom. So that is it for today's lecture. Thank you very much.